Hey everyone, so this is my review of The Gifted, Season 1, Episode 3, called Exodus. And essentially what this episode is about is that in an attempt to try and reunite, Reed sort of makes a deal with Sentinel Security. And Kate goes and tries to sort of get help from someone outside the compound. And this was a really interesting and entertaining episode that had a lot of really great moments in it and a lot of very nice sort of character development for some of the different characters. And I really liked what they did with Reed in this episode, with him going through all this different stuff with Sentinel Security to try and find a way to get himself inside the Mutant Underground so then Sentinel Security can go in and capture them all. And then watching his development as he realizes himself that these mutants are not enemies, they're still humans at the end of the day, that they still have feelings and they're still people. So him sort of changing his tone and sort of truly deciding to sort of get on the side of the mutants because his kids are mutants and his family has just got to accept that they are a mutant family now. So him getting that development stuff was interesting to see, and I kind of can't wait to see what they're going to do with him next. Now that he's turned on the Sentinel Security and he is going to prison with all the different mutants. So to see what they're going to do with him, I'm very excited to see. Especially with how this episode sounded. Like, it was where it was Reed's going to this prison along with Polaris. Unless there's some other mutant that they captured that they haven't talked about yet. So I'm very excited to see what's all going to happen there. And then the moments with Kate going to her brother to sort of look for help and stuff was interesting, with how the brother was very afraid of them at first and just not willing to help, but then he sort of learned and progressed that this still is his family, that just because they're mutants, nothing has really changed about them. And I really love seeing that development of him in this episode. And then I didn't much care for the fact of Kate going to him, because I thought she made such progress in the last episode of like accepting the mutants and accepting all this different stuff, to then sort of turn her back on them, to be like, okay, no, I'm gonna go and do all this stuff my own way, was just not the greatest. I didn't much care for that, but I did like that progress of them showing a bunch of people sort of learning to adapt to mutants and learning to sort of accept them as people again. And then the whole escape scene where they had to escape from a bunch of neighbors trying to threaten them and stuff like that, and them sort of figuring out what's happened in their neighborhood and to their house and stuff after they left. It was very interesting to see how all the family sort of took that. And then I really liked what they did with Blink, sort of not trusting her powers as much, just sort of struggling to use them again because she can't rely on her fear to just be the only way that she can control her powers, so she's trying to like train and learn with them a bit more. And Thunderbird's there to sort of help her out and stuff. And I really like that. And then the other sort of mutant lady, who I can't remember her name, but she is another sort of head lady of the underground and stuff. Them sort of showing what her powers are in this episode was great, where she can actually like change people's memories and like take away or add memories and stuff. And that I really liked how that eventually played into the episode. And I'm very curious to know when Thunderbird was talking to her and trying to get her to not put any memories in Blink's head. I'm very curious to know what they're doing with the storylines of Thunderbird bringing up her doing this to Walker and to Eve. So I'm very curious to know what all happened there, and hopefully that they will explain that a bit more in the future. Because I know Walker from X-Men, if it is the right Walker, that he was a mutant that kind of had like demon sort of powers, if I'm remembering right, or he was like possessed by a demon. So if it's that Walker, I'm very excited to see if that comes into play somewhere. And then I don't really remember an Eve, but that could be someone that I just can't remember. So I'm hoping that that comes into play more, that maybe those are some mutants that were taken away by Sentinel Security or something like that, that come into play later, hopefully. And then just overall, this was a really great and really nice episode that was just so enjoyable to watch. And I'm so excited to see what they're going to do next. and hopefully that they will sort of have that meetup between Reed and Polaris to sort of make a full connection between all the characters instead of continuing to sort of isolate Polaris all by herself. So yeah, that's my review of The Gifted, Season 1, Episode 3, called Exodus. So yeah, bye!